Hello everyone. Remember Asher Morningstar? The person who took advantage of me and accused me of grooming a minor back in my stream and falsely accusing me of dating a groomer named Jag or Amiko? Well, if you do, they're back with the video. On me again. Hooray! I wonder what they're going to talk about in... Oh. It's a video I made from 2 years ago. Well, that explains why groomers like Asher can't grow a pair. Gee, and I do hope this video is gonna make me have motivation to come back at a better pace. Because if it does, I will die happy. With that being said, let's get to this train wreck of a video.
Creating this video is quite challenging for me as I'm unsure of what to express or how to begin. However, I will do my utmost to avoid a mental or emotional breakdown, given that this video addresses my abuser and former friend, Femboy Kirito, also known as I want to begin by discussing his so-called apology video, which was the second time he attempted to portray me and my friends as terrible individuals.
Wow. First of all, dead name. And secondly, you could have at least moved on and admit full and just make a different video to not make it stressful for you. But no, apparently you have been putting your actions onto me for the sake of their desperate attempt to lunge at me when I have debunked Carmen's video about me. And speaking of which, we'll go on that later. And if you and your friends can't stop talking to minors in your community, then I'm calling you creeps and or groomers, because I have the right to call you that, since literally you can't stop talking to them. Like if someone told you their age, like let's say 16 and or 17, you block them. That would be like a better job than Jag will ever do. Because Jag is fucking stupid for grooming that said kid. And even cheating on me with that said kid the same 2 years behind my back. Anyways, let's continue.
All while being exposed for his own despicable actions behind closed doors and trying to assume the role of the victim. This video holds significant personal weight for me because Kirito's apology was crafted with the intent to manipulate me into forgiving him, making me believe he was truly remorseful for the harm he inflicted on my reputation and the abuse I suffered during our relationship.
You know what? You're right! I don't feel remorse for monsters like you. And keep this in mind that Asher goes onto my video from 2 years ago, long before I found out that what I did is not abusive as described, told by Ephraim. And if not, Rin. Rather, Asher is stupid for thinking that. And if you want to speak about despicable actions behind closed doors, why don't we talk about the fact that you king-shamed me for no reason? How about the fact that I stood up for you against Lio Convoy, the man-child who gave you PTSD for being such a coward sending children to do your job? Or even the most important part, you failed to bring serenity and valid justice against Gabe or Michael, the groomer. You said that you have evidence against him, and you even wanted to make a Google Doc about him. And what did? You did nothing. Only for him to run loose. Real bold move, Asher. Real bold. And let's not forget to mention that you made a racist caricature of your character, Jaden. And by the way, you admitted it. Oh yeah, I almost forget that you abused Rin and Screech at people over Harry Potter. Though, do not get me wrong, everyone has opinions. You can like what you like, and you won't be ashamed of what you like. But for you to screech at them over something that you like, it's just rather stupid of you. Like, genuinely stupid.
Jimmy, show Jake what you've learned this week. Oh, this retarded! Oh, what the
Victim of Asher's abuse? Are you referring to our numerous disagreements that left me feeling overwhelmed, leading to emotional outbursts that you were aware I struggled to manage? Is that what you call abuse? Kirito, there were moments when you would deliberately make me feel worthless, or as if I was a nuisance whenever I sought your support. You consistently dismissed my feelings, yet when it was your turn to share your emotions and seek comfort, I was there to listen, offering my love and support. assuring you that I cared and would take care of you. You provided none of that in my times of need, even during my darkest moments when I contemplated self-harm. Your responses were often backhanded advice, making me feel as though you were simply telling me to deal with it, rather than reciprocating the love and care I offered you. Was I perfect in managing my emotional outbursts? No. Should I have worked harder to control them? Absolutely. But was it abuse? No. Just because I disagreed with you on certain issues and reacted in anger at times does not equate to me abusing you.
So you admit that I am giving you support as well, because that's what a friend would do, right? Always support each other. And, you know that one time that, I hate to relive in it, that I told you about my father that tried to murder me over a tablet and on a phone call with my ex-boyfriend, Jaster, only for you to twist it and make me look like I'm the complete psychopath for standing up for myself against him. God forbid. And what a true friend shouldn't do is to manipulate my ex to turn against me, all because I said that I was taking a break from you and your server. Such true friend you are, Asher. Very, definitely true, and totally not much more of an asshole you are. Totally. And one more thing about all of this before I continue. Why did you dismiss my feelings when we wanted to date again after the SETI Plus thing was done and over with? Tell me. It's because I found out that you're taking advantage of me the entire time. The whole time.
Kirito, you have deceived people regarding me, leading them to sever their friendships with me or even attempt to completely avoid me. You have body-shamed both me and Sky. Your actions have caused pain to everyone by trying to mislead them. This has occurred not just once, but twice in the past. And even now you continue this behavior. You have failed to learn from your previous mistakes. You have not grasped the importance of refraining from such actions. You labeled me a groomer without any evidence to support your claim. You accuse Sky of being a groomer simply for being bullied and harassed by a group of odd individuals, despite having no proof of Sky grooming anyone or attempting to do so. You have made all these allegations against me, Sky, and Carmen without any evidence. And do you know why, Kirito? Because you never had any proof. You only chose to believe what random people on the internet say about me and...
Oh, really? Even though you admitted that you're watching my stream, but what I'm hearing right now is that la 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 la, I cannot hear you, la 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 la. That's what I'm hearing. Like, I'm sorry that you grew up out of an echo chamber, but holy fuck, dude, have some self-awareness for once. And speaking of evidence, I actually have evidence of you accusing me of grooming Angel the Evoker. You know, that one minor friend of yours. And then you simultaneously were doing the same exact thing that you're accusing me of. Now, what I'm actually talking about here is that I was the one who informed Angel first about Asher and what they did to me, before Asher did the same exact thing to Angel about me. And my post never lied. And that's the proof about Asher. And Sky, your husband and an Animal Jam fan, has been banned from the community server. Why? That's because they have been spamming non-stop with the pregnant fetishes around minors in that server. I cannot make this shit up. It's disgusting. And the evidence about Carmen? Let's bring up the clip from that one video that Carmen made.
2. From a legal standpoint, what Bella sent me wasn't CP. Don't get me wrong, the photo of her is on a moral level CP, but legally speaking, it's not. It was a picture of her from the neck down in her panties. Ugh. Don't get me wrong, what Bella did was gross and disgusting and just as bad as CP in my opinion, but on a purely legal level, her actions didn't fall under the legal definition of CP. That's...
Yep, this is what Carmen actually said. Shocking and disturbing, I know. And you want to know why I brought those up from the stream? That's because Asher themselves has the lack of self-awareness. Same with Carmen Ryder and also Sky. Oh yeah, and another thing about Carmen. Here's the screenshot saying that if I was a pedophile, you'd be a human fleshlight by now. I know that Carmen addressed this in her video, but what I'm going to say right now is that she addressed it in a poor way possible. Meaning that it's not going to make her look any better because of something like this. And hey, like I said before, if you think that you're not the creeps and or groomers like I rightfully called you as, then all you have to do is stop talking to kids. Problem solved. Just interact with the ones your own age. Okay? Okay, buddy, old pal? Because I highly doubt that you will ever stop talking to children. Other than the fact that you have, the communities such as Minecraft and Gacha Life, and even, especially Animal Jam, that these are all kids' games, by the way. So, I highly doubt that you would stop talking to kids and listen.
I've seen your little debunking stream, and honestly, it's terrible.
Your existence is terrible.
And it's easy to debunk, which will be shown in another video where your stream is debunked by a friend of mine.
And I thought you're going to leave me alone, considering you deleted everything about me. So why are you making a video about me, huh? And don't you lie to me, you're actually really obsessed with me. You just have a genuine hate boner for me. Honestly, I would feel flattered, but I feel disgusted and creeped out, so I should call the police.
And we find ourselves revisiting past actions that continue to affect the present. You have relentlessly harassed me, taken my artwork without permission, and refused to remove it. You have not compensated me for the artwork you owe me, and despite my clear request for you to stop using my art, you persist. You deceive me by promising payment when you had the means, only to squander that money on Steam games for your streams instead of honoring your commitment to your artist. When confronted, you used your disability and lack of a bank account as excuses to evade payment.
Alright, and for once, I will take the L for using my disability as an excuse. Okay? That is my admission of fault for it. The lack of payment, however, it's because I could not even get my own bank account. I literally asked my parents to get me my own bank account so that I will do the contributions. Okay? But there's literally nothing to do about it. I just begged them, asked them multiple times to give me my bank account. My own. But it's nothing, okay? There's no progress. There's no update about it. It's just forgotten. It's just blown out of the wind. And if you have a problem with that, go to my parents. You know, the same people who hurt me in early February of this year. And I have changed my mind about paying you. Because you treated me like absolute dog water. And I would rather pay someone else's art than you. Because at least someone else would not treat me like that. And I will not deserve it. Ever.
Additionally, you have spread baseless accusations of grooming against me, fully aware of their falsehood. You continue to stalk my channel and other social media platforms.
Coming from a trans man who's literally obsessed with me and making content about me 24/7, for fuck's sakes, just leave me alone already.
You feel sorry for kicking me when I was down? Is that something you still do even now? It's all laid out on your community tab for everyone to see. You express regret for being transphobic, yet you continue to misgender me repeatedly, despite it being clearly stated on all my social media that I identify as they, them, their. You even referred to me as grown-ass they in one of your charming comments on my community tab, which shows you are aware of my non-binary identity, but still refuse to use my preferred pronouns. And before Kirito mentions my past use of Sparrow's pronouns, I want to clarify that I initially thought they identified as she, her. Now that I understand they are non-binary, I have made an effort to correct myself and have even apologized to Sparrow for misgendering them. And your claim of being unable to love or care for me? You have continued to neglect me even as your best.
Oh, wait. You're actually apologizing to Sparrow for all the things that you did? You know, that's... I mean, I want to believe you, but, I'm actually kind of skeptical right now because, like, the only reason why you, quote-unquote, apologized is because you want to silence Sparrow for calling you out. Henceforth, taking down your own posts and Sparrow taking down theirs. I mean, if I were you, I would just still let them stay up. And what's even hilarious is that you haven't shown any effort to be genuine or actually have the decency to do better. And what's also proved to me, however, is that you suicide baited on Twitter, proving my point that you don't even care about your friends. Rather, yourself. And here's the thing, Asher. You don't have remorse. You don't have the guilt and or regret in you. Because if you do, you wouldn't have made this entire video on me. Or even made entire content and even posts about me if you knew deep down that Sparrow got groomed by Michael Davies instead of victim blaming them for your own desire. And all I see from you is that you're nothing more than an insignificant, dishonest hack who dares to show no effort to try to be better than before. Even in fact, you are the same person who always act like this back in 2020. And need I remind you to never drag Sparrow into this ever again. They mentioned it in the post. So much for respecting the victim's boundaries. Huh, Asher?
You are admitting that you weren't there for me as much as I was for you. Yet you twist the narrative to make it seem like I was the one who didn't care or support you. You even go so far as to accuse me of abusing and mistreating you. You use the topic of suicide to silence Carmen, me, and others from holding you accountable. That sounds all too familiar.
You genuinely do not care about me as a former boyfriend of yours and even a best friend of yours in both ways. You really do not care about me at fucking all. And it proves why it's such. And while it's cute for you to compare me to Septipaws, the person who hurt me and call me Nil, and speaking of Nil recently made a video in a call with Just a Gardevoir, my ex. And you know what Nil said? To tell Jag to get a job instead of rightfully going to jail for grooming a minor. So much for that he calls himself a predator hunter. And yet, your friend Lily hung around Nil. So much so that Lily is the same woman who posted Kagamine Rin in a skimpy outfit. Need I remind you that Kagamine Rin is a minor? But here's the catch that both you and Septi have in common. You both hurt Rin. In fact, why don't you make a genuine apology to Rinnikins if you dare try? And before I continue, I would like to start off with the clown show of a meltdown. You guys ready? Because I sure am. Sisters, bros, and non-binary hoes, allow me to introduce to you Asher, the trans person who cries abuse. Enjoy.
Acknowledge that you are a psycho and an abuser, yet now you have reversed your stance claiming that I'm the one who is a psycho and abuser now. This is despite the fact that you continue to engage in the same toxic and abusive behaviors that you previously apologized for. It seems these apologies were nothing but empty words, because if you were genuinely remorseful for your actions, you wouldn't be repeating the same patterns from the past. Currently, you have initiated another campaign of harassment, not just against me, but also targeting Sky and Carmen. This time, you omitted the hashtag. But Kirito, the evidence is readily available on your channel and its community tab for everyone to see. You have not made any real effort to change as a person. Instead, you manipulated your audience, Sparrow, whom you deceived and used as an excuse for your harassment. You even encouraged them to engage in harmful behavior, which you should have known was wrong. You attempted to drag Angel into a drama she wanted no part of, and tried to persuade her to join you in harassing me. This is something you should never encourage a 16-year-old child to do, especially when she has expressed discomfort and wants you to stop talking about her and using her as an excuse to harass me because your actions made her feel uneasy around you. This is my final message I have for you, Kirito.
Oh? And I wonder what final message are you going to say to me? Because I might save my final message for later.
Do not return to the internet ever. Your actions have caused significant harm, not just to my reputation, but to yours as well, along with the many others you have affected throughout this entire debacle. You have shown me and others that you do not deserve your platform. It is time for you to step back and focus on your real life. Perhaps consider seeking therapy for your issues as well.
You know, that argument would have worked if you followed your own fucking advice. Because obviously you look like you're the type of person who won't go outside. I mean, hey, I don't blame you for it. And most importantly, stop talking to kids online.
Now, does this justify my own behavior during this entire drama? No. I share the blame for acting just as immaturely and recklessly as Kirito has. So, Kirito, I apologize for labeling you as a groomer and pedophile in retaliation to the whole Jack situation. And I no longer support my accusations against you. I had no right to make such claims without evidence. And I regret using those terms so carelessly. It was a foolish thing for me to do, and I sincerely apologize.
Too late. 4 months too late. Now that this video is over and done with, thank you, Asher Morningstar, for bringing back my motivation to make more streams and or my femboy content again. If was it for your video on me, I wouldn't have the motivation to do so. So now, I hope you have a nice life.